In the early 1930s, the spiritualist movement was in full swing, with thousands flocking to psychics in order to receive messages from the other side. Famously, Karl Zener and J.B. Rhine created a set of cards which were used to test for psychic ability. But one person you might not have heard of was Dr. P. Nevin.
And Dr. Nevin basically worked out that the symbols that Rhine and Zener came up with, Zener symbols, were too simple. So the psychics were able to come up with secret codes to each other.
Right.
And it sort of discredited the scientists and it discredited everything.
Okay.
Whereas Dr. Nevin realised that those symbols were too simple.
Yep.
And if he made them more complicated, more complex, it would be more difficult for these psychics to come up with codes. Exactly that. But Dr. Nevin didn't believe in any of it anyway. Right. He didn't even believe in like ghosts or spirits. In fact, him and his wife came up with a code, like a little saying that they shared with each other.
Yeah.
And they said, you know, if I die and you find a psychic come through from the other side, then we know that this is all real. Okay. So I'm going to show you the actual card. This was a tin that I managed to get from an auction. That's how I discovered all of this. And this is actually Dr. Peter Nevin.
Oh, nice.
A little picture of him. And these were the actual cards that he had. These are Nevin's version of the ESP cards. And you see that there's much more detail in them. Yeah. So not only are there things that you'll recognise, like this is obviously a compass, but there are things that you probably wouldn't have recognised. So this was one of the machines that he actually had in his laboratory. Right. Another one here. We've got like religious symbols, like a cross of some sort, and even a hot air balloon. Nice. Now there are two sets of these. So Harry, I'm going to give you one set like this. And what I want you to do is, I want you just to cut them as many times as you want. Make sure that you feel like it's a free and fair choice. And I'm going to do the exact same with mine.
Okay. I'm happy. I'm happy, no more.
Are you happy?
Yes.
Okay. Now, although you've done all of that and that's all above board, and although Nevin didn't believe in psychics, we're going to try something, all right? So place your cards on the table for me. I want you to take just the top card off for me. And you'll see that, for example, my other cards are in a random order, and they're probably a completely different order than yours, right? Yeah. But here, we've managed to do something pretty incredible. Okay. We've managed to pick the compass. Now here's the thing, earlier on I mentioned that Nevin and his wife had this weird little saying that they said to each other. On the back of the photo, he actually wrote that message, and it actually says, "My heart is a compass, it always leads me back to you." So it was almost inevitable that this was supposed to happen.
I now believe.